Do you know who Jimmer FREDETTE is? The best three-point shooter ever to step foot on the NCAA basketball court. If you do not know who he is after this game, YouTube him, Google him, Yahoo him, Bing him, it doesn't matter, you'll find the highlights. I had two friends that didn't know who Jimmer FREDETTE was, or is, as I might say. And they're basketball guys. It's not like these guys are football guys or baseball guys. These are guys that played basketball. Their favorite athletes are basketball players. They're good at the game. And they didn't know who Jimmer FREDETTE was. I was at my cousin's house and my two friends were there, and we got into a debate about best three-point shooters in college. And the name that came up was REDICK. Now, don't get me wrong, REDICK was a great three-point shooter. But Jimmer FREDETTE was just in another league. He was in a league of his own. And they thought that REDICK was the best. And the reason they thought that, of course, because they had never heard of Jimmer FREDETTE. So we got to tell them about Jimmer FREDETTE. I mean, we was watching a bunch of highlights on a bunch of other guys just because that's what we do. We like watching sports, you know. So we kept saying, go to Jimmer FREDETTE. They thought me and my cousin, we had knew he's a basketball guy. We had knew who Jimmer FREDETTE was, and we kept telling him, go to Jimmer FREDETTE highlights. I mean, this guy, he didn't shoot from the three-point line. He shot a few feet back from the three-point line. And not the NCAA three-point line. He shot a few feet back from the NBA three-point line. So they thought we were just over-exaggerating. They just watching a bunch of other guys' highlights. Jason Kidd, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller. So they finally said, okay, we're going to look at this guy, Jimmer FREDETTE. We're going to see these highlights. He's not going to be anything like REDICK. So we was watching the first highlight video, and they realized that REDICK, had nothing on Jimmer FREDETTE. Jimmer FREDETTE was just shooting the ball from crazy ranges, right? And in that video, they noticed that was only one game. I think in that game he had 41 or 47 points. And the majority of his points was three-point shots and from crazy ranges, right? And a lot of those shots were contested. So you know what they thought? The same thing I thought when I first seen the Jimmer FREDETTE game. That was lucky. Everybody has one of those games. He just got lucky. He won't do that again, right? So we go to another video. Jimmer FREDETTE scores 50. Jimmer FREDETTE puts up 37. Jimmer FREDETTE puts up 20 in the first quarter. And they're like, oh my God, he's really that good. How have I not heard of this guy? I don't know how they didn't hear of Jimmer FREDETTE. And my cousin was telling me he's in the 9th grade right now. He loves watching basketball. That's Chris Paul, his favorite player. There's a lot of guys at his school who haven't heard of Jimmer FREDETTE. They heard about else before they got to the NBA. They heard of Derrick Rose, Kemba Walker, Brandon Knight, John Wall. But they haven't heard of Jimmer FREDETTE, I guess because he's white and this is a majority black school. But with a skill set like his, how haven't you heard of him? And it's kind of crazy, right? Because one of my friends, a lot of times when we playing basketball, as I shoot the ball behind the goal again, tips and tricks, guys, tips and tricks, I need them. Help me stop shooting the basketball behind the goal in NBA 2K13. So yeah, one of my friends, a lot of times when he would shoot the ball, you know how a lot of people say, they shoot the ball, they say Jordan, or they'll shoot it Kobe or LeBron. Not him. He would say J.J. Redick. He wouldn't say J.J. Redick. He would just be like, Redick. Redick. And a lot of times he would just say, Redick. As I shoot from Jimmer range. Jimmer has his own range. That's how you know he's a three-point shooter. A great three-point shooter. When they say that Jimmer range, that guy shooting from Jimmer range, you know that guy had a great three-point shot. Back to where I was at. I'm all getting all off topic. He would say Redick. And a couple of days ago, when we went to the court after watching Jimmer FREDETTE highlights, all he would say is Jimmer. Every time he would shoot a shot, even if it missed, every time he let go a shot, Jimmer. And then as he kept, everybody out there was like, who is this? Who is Jimmer? And again, the question came up. How have you guys not, Jimmer? How have you guys not heard of Jimmer FREDETTE? Give me that, cookies, and that's the game. How have you guys not heard of Jimmer FREDETTE? Go Google him right now. The best three-point shooter ever to step foot on the NCAA court. And that's the game, people. I'm out.